This is a comedy that I love, and I mean love. This is a comedy whenever it's on TV, I watch it throughout. I don't watch anything else. I watch this movie because it is that rewatchable. It's that funny, and I love it that much. The 4-Year-Old Virgin, directed by Judd Apatow, written by Apatow and Steve Carell, starring Steve Carell, Seth Rogen, Paul Rudd. Who the hell plays? Also, it has Catherine Keener. There's even a cameo from Mindy Kaling, which is awesome. I can't believe I slacked like that. That was so sad, and I'm talking about it right now. Elizabeth Banks, I think, has some kind of cameo there. Same for Jane Lynch, Leslie Mann, who I hate in The Other Woman, but I like her here in her cameo. And Romany Malco. Yeah, that's who it is. Yeah, you may know by the title. Steve Carell is a man who works at an electronics store. He's not very. He has just a lot of collectibles. You may say he's kind of a loser, but he's a nice guy. You know, he's a really nice guy. He's not the best in terms of like social awkwardness. He's kind of socially awkward. Although he had to give credit to. You know, he has a huge collection of shit. He also likes video games. And he's entertaining to watch. Now, of course, while one time playing cards with his co-workers, which later become his buddies, obviously, they find out that he is a virgin and he's 40, and it's the title. As a result, they try to get him laid. It's really it. But however, guys, this movie is also a little bit more than that. Why do I love this movie so much? It's funny. It is really funny. I mean, holy shit, there are so many gags I can point out in this movie that are just unavoidable. I mean, let me start off. This is the best scene in the entire movie. The waxing scene, the chest waxing scene is undeniably funny. That was actually real. I'm not joking, guys. You probably already know this right now because you've already seen the movie. It is real. It was real. That's what made it so funny. And his reactions so genuine. Carell's reactions. Of course, you probably already knew that. They are hysterical. Oh my god. Every time he's yelling, it leaves me in stitches every time. Also, remember when I made that Blend review? Yeah, there were 2 actual dogs humping each other. You know, one dog from behind. You may see that in Grand Theft Auto 5. Then, of course, this was like real dogs. It was also funny because it made sense. It actually made sense. Blended, it was forced. And those were CGI rhinos. So not only were they fake, you obviously could tell, but it also just really wasn't funny. It didn't make any sense. This, however, does. It was hilarious. Also, there's some cool improvisation scenes. Sure, the movie was written by Judd Apatow and Steve Carell, but a lot of the dialogue was mostly improvised, and that's credibility. Seriously, there's some great improv here. I mean the back and forth between Paul Rudd and Seth Rogen saying, "You know how I know you're gay?" You know, it was awesome. You know how I know you're gay? What? How? You like Coldplay. Seriously, if you see the back and forth, it is hilarious. It was awesome improv. You see, you know how I know you're gay? Because you like Asia. I know I'm just pointing this stuff out, but if you see the scene flow in the movie, it will make you constantly laugh, and it also will make more sense to me rather than the brief explanation I'm giving it. My nose is so goddamn itchy. Hold on a minute. No. Never mind. I'm just going to take this off. I'm going to continue talking. Every character is entertaining. There's always some great jokes. But also, I really just like how they manage to treat the characters with respect. They give us characters with a personality. You know, they don't really patronize the character or really condescend to the audience. Condescend the character. They just overall treat us with respect because they give us great laughs, but also give us a guy who's nice. I mean, Steve Carell plays a very nice guy. I mean, he's just a guy who is respectful to, like, he says that he respects women, and I agree with that. He's a person who just, you know, he's just a nice guy. I mean, he's not crazy, like sexually charged or anything like that. He's just really a person that just likes living his life. I mean, he's not a person who wants to lose his virginity. I mean, he's not. I mean, he's 40 for Christ's sake. He's gonna act like a high school student? That's fucked up. That's fucked up. Seriously, a man-child? Yeah, Adam Sandler. We all hate you for that, and you honest, you made it awful. Seriously, stop being in movies. I'm gonna try adjusting this. Oh, that's the highest you can go. Okay. I thought I could go higher. Whatever. This movie's incredibly funny. Another good gag I like has to be sometimes whenever like there's like an Indian guy who works at the place where where like Steve Carell's character Andy works. Great scene. Like whenever he's on there, sometimes he does steal the scenes. Also Jane Lynch, she always has some good scene stealing. And everyone else like in that group that he is part of, I mean, it includes Seth Rogen, Roni Malco, and Paul Rudd. They are great together. I mean, the chemistry between all of them, they're fantastic. I mean, they all have a lot of great interplay between each other. There's some great laughs shared between them. A lot of sex jokes. A lot of crazy, a lot of crazy shit involving sex. It's just funny. It's really funny. Also, like, there's actually like this date. There's like this thing they go to or involve like you talk to people. You know, it's kind of like, it's like you always talk. These guys are sitting at tables and they talk to girls. And the thing is, there's always like you have a time limit to talk to them and know stuff about them. Then it rotates to another woman. And that's actually where the cameo from Mindy Kaling's cameo happens, and it's awesome. It happens between her, Paul Rudd, scene stealing. Also, there's one between Seth Rogen and of course her, and that was also hilarious. Seriously, the jokes are fantastic. I didn't find any real jokes that fell flat or felt dragged out or forced. They were funny. And seriously, even jokes that didn't look all that funny, they made it funny thanks to perfect execution because they know how to deliver. Because the actors know how to deliver it with the most energy possible. They deliver it with the great amount of energy, the right amount of conviction, like with the amount, like how sharp they have to be on the joke, how hard they have to be on it. Sometimes they need to do it like subtly. Although I don't see a lot of subtlety. Well, there is some sort of subtlety, yeah. The group is just so much fun to watch. I mean, Steve Carell, he always has some awkward laughs, and I do like him. Also, when Catherine Keener gets involved in the story, she's entertaining to watch as well. There's even one scene where Steve Carell is trying to talk to her on the phone, and it goes wrong, and what she says is not only like really truthful to all of us, because if you see the scene, you know what I'm talking about. It's funny. Okay, I'm just going to tell you. I know it counts for you because you guys may not have seen it, but this movie came out 10 years ago. How have you not seen it by now? You gotta be kidding me. Like, Steve Carell tries to pull himself off as a telemarketer. I mean, he is an awkward guy. And she just goes on a rant about on the guy's a telemarketer, and it's hilarious. I'm gonna leave it at that, because I don't want to spoil anything. Because I already spoiled some lines. Like the gay back and forth between, Paul Rudd, Seth Rogen. Doesn't matter. Roni Malco. This guy makes a lot of crazy, crude sex jokes, and they work. They're clever, and they're undeniably funny. They always hit, and they hit. Steve Carell, he's a guy who's more subtle, but there are times where he's kind of almost loud. There are times where he's even screaming, or I don't know. I just find him funny usually. I mean, he's a funny guy. And this guy's more subtle. I mean, this was coming around the time where he was really just becoming. This was his breakout film role. I mean, when this film was coming out. knowing the fact that he also made The Office and it came on, I think, the same year. That's cool. And then a year later, he had Little Miss Sunshine. I love that movie. We all do. I love dark comedy, obviously. What I love about this movie is also that it really treats the characters with respect. It's actually very real in its emotion, and also how it really offers up personality and depth to its characters. Judd Apatow, I think, is a really good. He's one of my favorite comedy directors of all time. Favorite? I have no idea who it is. I mean, there's a lot of good ones. I mean, Billy Wilder is considered a well-renowned guy who's been huge in the comedy genre. Also noir, and what else has he done? I know he did something. What other genres has he done? Maybe romance? I don't know. But he is a guy who has done comedy. He's well-renowned for it. He's one of the best comedy directors I've seen. I don't know a lot of other well-known comedy directors. Paul Feig. Yeah, I forgot about him. Looking forward to Spy. We all are. Wes Anderson. I mean, sure, this guy makes comedy dramas, but he's still within the reign of comedy. And I love his movies. I think he's my favorite comedy director of all time, actually. Because I have not seen a lot of Billy Wilder's films. I've seen more Wes Anderson than Billy Wilder. Although I did see some Billy Wilder films, and I do really enjoy them. I mean, they're hilarious. Some of them are pretty funny, like Some Like It Hot and Sabrina. Those are very funny. But I haven't seen enough of him to really beat out Wes Anderson yet. Anyways, this movie's very funny. There's some great jokes. I mean, there's some great like sex jokes. They also know how to transition back and forth between emotion and like drama and comedy. It works perfectly. Also, the movie just never lets up. It's one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. It just never stops with the jokes. They are fantastic. The gang is so enjoyable to watch. There's some cool cameos, even from Jonah Hill, but also the ending. The ending actually has this dance sequence, musical number. It's awesome. I love watching it on YouTube or whatever. Because I mean, whenever I saw it on Cinemax, they cut it down. They trimmed it. I hate that. And and besides, like usually whenever I see like these movies on channels, they never cut those down. One thing I found crazy is actually I saw Blade Runner. I love Blade Runner. It's one of my favorite sci-fi films of all time. I know they're making a sequel, and that's like way long overdue. But I'm still hopeful that maybe it could be a success, though that's really hard to believe. I love Blade Runner though. If you've not seen it, especially if you're a sci-fi fan. One of my favorite Ridley Scott films of all time. Yeah. Anyways, like the one I saw on BBC, I saw a version on BBC, and that was I think the final director's cut or something like that. Then the one on Cinemax, I saw a brief stint of it, and that was the original theatrical cut. I'm thinking, why would you put that on there? That's one that actually had a real ending, not an ambiguous ending, and also like had narration that was just terrible from Harrison Ford. It was intentionally bad. He didn't think it'd be in the movie, and unfortunately it was. And while I didn't really sit through the entire thing, I did see stints of it, and wow, that ruins the film. It ruins the quieter, more visual aspects of the storytelling. Where was I? I swear to God, I lost it. Anyway, then we go back. Maybe it was involving on the treatment of the characters. If you watch the video, you may comment below where I left off, and could probably fix it in a later video. Or if I rewatch it and add some more footage, like if I make it a part 2 or something like that. I don't know. Anyways, guys, this treats the characters with respect. It's actually real. The emotion feels real. The chemistry between Catherine Keener and Steve Carell is real. I really enjoy the characters. I mean, it deals a lot more than just the fact that it's him losing his virginity. It's a movie that really makes you think about, I mean, sex. I mean, does it really matter if you're a virgin or not? Does it really matter if you have sex or not? This movie has a lot more to it than just a simple story. It's funny, has great characters, but also there is something that really makes you think. But also, it's a thoughtful look at a person. You know, like there are lots of people that, in fact, that they never really had sex. They're just not really people. Like, I mean, these are people that, you know, he's not really like that. You know, he's not like a person, oh, God, I want to have sex. He's just a person that's just a nice guy. And the story, like, treats him with respect. I mean, even if he's going through sex, he still is a person, and he really does still have respect for himself and for women. Really, it has a strong emotional current to it. Also, guys, this movie has one of the funniest masturbation scenes I've ever seen. Oh my God, it is so funny. It's funny. Anyway, guys, 5. I swear I'm gonna nail this out of 5. Yeah, I nailed it. Thank God for that. Thank God my finger was already in a position where I could have just done this slash. Thank God for that. Didn't drag it along. Also, yeah, I love this movie. It's one of my favorite comedies of the 2000s. I laughed my ass off throughout it. I really want you guys, if you have not seen it, you gotta see it. And I'm sorry if I spoiled some things, but come into this with an open mind. I swear to God, you'll love this movie because the jokes are awesome. The characters, every cast member always has a moment. Jane Lynch, Leslie Mann, the Indian guy, I forgot his name. Another Indian dude. There's a tall Indian dude, a small Indian dude, like almost like a borderline midget, I think. And the midget, I'm gonna call him that, borderline midget actually. He has great scene stealing. Anyways, guys, that's my review for 4-Year-Old Virgin. Comment below. What do you think about the movie? Do you like it? Do you not? What's your favorite Judd Apatow movie? I think this is it. Now, I don't care if you're looking at one he produced, one he directed, one he wrote. I don't care about that. As long as you do one that has involvement of Judd Apatow. My favorite probably has to be this. I love this movie. Sure, he produced Anchorman, but I really love this movie a lot. Just comment below and subscribe to my channel for more videos.